Okay, hello, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Missouri Students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling and StrifeScan. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening over the next couple weeks, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at MOACAC.org. And also this presentation, as well as all the others, are being recorded and again will be available within about a week at that same website, again, MOACAC.org. And now I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to our presenters.
Sorry, just pull up my screen here. 1 second. The technical age. Okay. Go back. Okay, share screen. Now you're seeing my email there. Sorry about this, folks. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Sorry for that delay, everyone. My name is Brandon Delk. I'm the Senior Admissions Counselor here at Illinois State University. I'm a proud Redbird, been here for 5 years now. I am the admissions counselor for Central Illinois, Southern Illinois, and also the Missouri area as well. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about ISU and what we have to offer you guys as future Redbirds. So we're going to spend about 25 minutes going through the presentation, and then I also have a few students with me today to give you the students' perspective as well. So you'll have a little Q&A button at the bottom there where you can submit questions for them, and we will do that the last 15 minutes of the session today. So let's first talk about where we're located. So we are about 2.5 hours north of St. Louis, kind of like in the heart of Illinois. We call it the heartland of Central Illinois. About 4.5 hours from Des Moines, 3.5 hours from Milwaukee, 5.5 hours from Detroit, etc. So we're really kind of not too far from some big metropolitan areas. So we always say we're not too far, not too close. We were founded in 1857 as Illinois State Normal University. We were Illinois' first public university, and I believe its finest. So back then we were a normal school, which was a teaching college. So all we did for 100 years was educate teachers. That was like our wheelhouse, our thing. That's our first graduating class there of 10 people with our president, Charles Hovey, in the middle there. So we had 40 students, first graduating class was 10 people. And then around 1960, we decided to offer some more programs. By 1964, we dropped the normal in our names, became Illinois State University exclusively. So we're located in the town of Normal, Illinois, and we got its name from the university. So that's why we're called Normal, because of the school. This picture here is our spirit photo that we take every welcome week, which occurs a week before school starts. So we all go out to the football field, incoming freshmen and transfer students, and we take that spirit photo to kind of kick off the year. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we weren't able to do it this year, but hopefully next year we could be out there to kick off the year. So let's talk a little more about our community. So we now are a campus of almost 21,000 students. We have over 165 majors and minors for you to choose from or unchoose from. as well. And our main focus is undergraduate experience. So the majority of our students are those freshman to senior level students, a little over 18,000. We are very transfer friendly, whether you're in state or out of state. About 30% of our students are transfer students coming from either a four-year institution or a two-year community college. And then we do have a lot of grad programs here as well. About 2,600 of our students identify for being from grad programs. We have more females to males on our campus, 47 states and 74 countries represented as well. And then diversity and inclusion is the core value of Illinois State, and currently about 26% of our population identify for being from unrepresented backgrounds. We also have almost 20% first generation college students on our campus as well. And to kind of tack more onto the diversity aspect, we have several different organizations to kind of help find your community on campus as well. We have Black Student Union, Association of Latin American Students, Asia Pacific American Coalition, and Pride for LGBTQ+ students. I'm excited to say that we're going to be opening up a new multicultural center this fall. So it's another safe space for our students to find community and build Reverend Pride as well. So let's get into kind of what sets ISU apart from other universities across the country. So we're top 10% in the nation among public universities for these three very important metrics. So retention rate, graduation rate, and loan default rate. So retention rate is percentage of students that we keep on our campus year to year. Graduation rate is obviously the number of graduates that we have each year. And then loan default rate is a percentage of students who take out loans with us, graduate, and pay them back at a high rate and don't go into a default situation. So this is going to be the crux of the presentation I'm going to go over today, these three major points. So let's delve a little bit more deeper into each one of them. So let's start off by talking about retention rate. So students love it here and they stick around, but why? So the first major reason why is because of the campus itself. This is our entire campus, minus the farm, which is about 15 minutes north of here, and also our horticultural center, which is about 5 minutes north of here as well. But everything else is here for you. We're essentially located. You can walk from one end of campus to the other within 15 to 20 minutes. And the heart and soul of our campus is our quad right here. And all these buildings that are highlighted, these were all of our academic buildings are located. So basically the majority of your classes are going to take place around the quad. We say about 95%. So what this is going to give you guys is time back in your life to get from one place to the other fairly quickly. Time to get from your English class, your math class. If you have a campus job at the recreation center or the Ball Student Center, which is right here, you have time to go from there, then back to class, 2 hours later. So you don't have to have that panic rush of getting to where you need to go. And then speaking of where you live, you're fairly close to those areas as well. So these highlighted areas are where all of our student residents are located. So we have Watterson Towers here. This is one of the tallest residence halls in the country. It's actually the tallest point between Chicago and St. Louis. And then there's Student Manchester here. And then Tri-Towers, Wilkins, Haney, and Wright. Then right up here is Cardinal Court, our apartment complex for sophomore students. So we have a 2-year housing policy on our campus. So if you are 2 years or less to graduate from high school, you do have to live on campus those first 2 years. We really feel like living on campus those first years is a big part of why we're so successful with our retention, because students feel at home and they feel part of the campus, and that thus they stay. So here's a little more up close view of your housing options. So here's Watterson more up close. Watterson is home to one of our dining centers on our campus. Watterson Dining Commons has a plethora of meal options for you, everything from greasy hamburgers to fresh fish, fresh chicken, salad bar, pizza, pasta, where you will find me eating all the time, and also lovely desserts as well. Blondies, brownies, cookies, you name it, it's there. It's uniquely designed because the elevator stops on every 3rd floor. So moving day is pretty fun, but we're here to help you move in, so don't worry about that. And then the laundry facilities are actually on the top floor of Watterson, and the other residence halls is in the basement. So laundry sky high. That's really should be fun times. Then Tri-Towers here, that's on East Campus. That's home to our second dining center, Lincoln's. That has a really cool Mongolian grill, brick oven pizza, popcorn chicken bar, really great place. A lot of our athletes live here, our marching band members and our circus performers as well, which I'll get to that in a minute here. So it's a really great place to live if you're really into athletics, but also feeling like you're a little bit away of the campus too, because Watterson and the other residence halls are very close to the quad, and this is kind of off to the quad, so if you want to kind of feel like you're away from it all, that's a great place to live as well. Then here in Manchester here, that's home to our themed living learning community. So each floor is dedicated to a particular theme. So there are major theme floors. So we have floors for nursing students, business students, education majors. We have a fine arts floor for our music and theater and fine arts majors. And then we have floors by interest too. So there are leadership floors. There is quiet lifestyle floor, healthy living floor, wellness floors. There's floors for students who are undecided for our campus exploration floor. So if you're undecided and want to be amongst other people who are undecided as well, you can live with them, which is pretty awesome. We don't have a dining center at Hewitt Manchester. Instead, that is home to our advisor center, which is where we have our tutoring support, academic coaching. We have workshops and seminars on topics like note-taking, test anxiety, how to talk to your professor, because that can be daunting sometimes as well. But you're fairly close to Watterson. It's really a 2-minute walk to go to the dining center there. And I will tell you that all of the facilities have subways in the lobby. So if you want a sandwich, it's right there for you. And then here's Cardinal Court, again, the apartment complex for sophomore students. So freshman year, you can live in any one of the residence hall and then choose to live in Cardinal Court your sophomore year. And then to get an idea of what your residence hall room can look like, this is a typical 2-person dorm room. So you get like 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers. There's 2 closets in there, so you kind of get an idea of what it would look like. This one on the right is one where the beds aren't lofted, and then the one on the left is where the beds are lofted, so they can give you some more space if you choose to loft your bed as well. Then we will provide you lofting kits at your request when you move in. Okay, so not only do you become a part of the campus community, you also become part of the surrounding community as well. So Bloomington Normal, we call ourselves the Twin Cities. We're home to about 130,000 people. And this here is Uptown Normal. So Uptown Normal is basically right next to the campus. So you actually can see Watterson right over here to kind of get an idea how close everything is. So we have restaurants, boutiques, a movie theater, comic book store, 2 record shops, coffee houses, you name it, it's there. My favorite thing in Uptown is Insomnia Cookies. They're open until 3 a.m. and they serve freshly baked cookies. So if you're a big cookie person, great place to live. And then Amtrak station is right here. So we're a big hub of transportation in the community as well. So we have trains that go up to Chicago and also down to St. Louis as well. So it makes it really easy for you to go home or go up to a bigger city if you want to just go on a weekend excursion as well. And parents, we have 2 hotel chains in Uptown, Marriott and the Hyatt Place. If you want to visit and feel close to your children, that is right there for you as well. And then involvement is very much key to you feeling successful here. So we have over 450 organizations for you to get involved in: marching band, dance groups, a cappella groups, sports clubs. We have a hammock club where you do stay in a hammock all day. Our circus, Gamma Phi Circus, are one of only 2 remaining collegiate circuses in the entire country. So if you want to be in a circus, you can join the circus. We have Greek life here. We have about 14% of our students involved in Greek organizations on our campus. Sports are very big here. We have 19 Division I sports. So you can become part of our Red Alert organization, where you will get exclusive student section seats, and you can be part of the spirit of each game as well. Reggie Redbird there, he is the heart of our campus. He's our mascot. He's the same age as I am, born in '81. We love Reggie. And there's several things for you to get involved in, and we have an event here called Festival ISU, where all the clubs are present, where you can find your community and kind of get connected with those clubs and organizations as well. We always encourage you to involve these 2 things: one that's based off of your professional interests, and one that's just for fun as well. So every major has an organization assigned to it. So if there's a nursing club, there's business fraternities, there's Actuarial Science club, all those things exist. That's going to help you build your network. But also, if you like Disney, or if you like knitting, or if you like, you know, Frisbee golf, those clubs are available to you to have to kind of get that personal interest out of the way and that outlet explored as well. Another great person on our campus is Sage. She is our community outreach dog. So she's here to kind of build community between the campus and, you know, the campus safety that's present on campus as far as our campus police. It's just another way for us to feel a part as one community. And Sage is celebrating her second year here with us. So she's adorable. I played fetch with her once. It's really great. So if you're on campus, maybe you'll see Sage as well. And then we're also dedicated to making sure you have a good quality of life here as well, because health and wellness, especially during these times, are really, really, really important. So we have free bike rentals. So if you want to like have a bike ride around the quad, or also our 32-mile Constitution Trail, it goes all around the community. That's available to you. We have fitness and mindfulness classes available through our campus recreation center. We have free laundry and a wonderful app that tells you when your laundry is ready. I would love to have that app as well, because I love to know when, you know, it's buzzing, but it's really cool to have that. So you can put your laundry in and, you know, go about your business and know when it's ready to go. And then leadership, ISU Lead Certificate Program, we offer this. It's a really good way to build leadership, also build confidence as well. And then second part, graduation rates. We want to get you to where you want to go, and we're here to kind of support you and get you to that stage. So let's start off with academic options. So as I said before, we have over 165 plus majors and minors for you to choose from. We kind of cluster the academic areas of interest on our website here. So you go to ILLINOISSTATE.EDU/academics, and like if you're thinking that you want to go into the health field, you can explore all of our health options. Or if you're thinking education, you can see all the different education options that we have as well, or technology. And you'll be able to see not only information about the major, but also what the curriculum will look like for you as well. And then the academic environment here. So we are a large institution, you know, 21,000 students, but we are still offering you a very small classroom feel, small campus feel in terms of the layout of our campus. And then having that classroom size of 31 students, where you're not just a number. We know who you are, we know what your story is, and what your individualized interests are as well. And the majority of your class will be taught by the actual full-time professors, 86%. I always say that we are truly a teaching college. Our faculty come here because they want that classroom time with you. They want to interact with you and engage with you as a student. And the majority of those faculty have the highest degrees in your field of study. You're definitely dealing with the experts in their field. And then as far as academic advising, you're gonna what's unique to us is you're gonna get specialized first year advising. So you will get advised by your major your sophomore year. The first year advisors know everything about every major, but also the typical things that college students their first year deal with in terms of being homesick and having anxiety and all those different things. So they're really a good point person for you to talk to and kind of work through those situations as well, so that you're more likely to be successful as well. They also kind of go over with you the 4-year stable plan as well. So if you're wondering about a major, or you want to reinforce that you picked the right major, you yourself can go to this website now and pick a major and see what each semester will look like for you. And there's embedded links in here to get the course descriptions of each of these classes as well. So you kind of get an idea. This is for, I believe, an accounting student. So you kind of can get a feel for what this student's semester looks like and see if it's of interest to you as well before you even step foot on campus. And then academic support, again, that tutoring support, the advisor center is available to you. We also have a student success center in our Milner library that will help you with, you know, research and finding topics of interest with several different classes that you're taking. And then we also have a class called Thrive. That is a student success course for first year students as well. So you will have support through that, and that will kind of help guide you through all the resources available to you on campus as well. And we find that students take the Thrive class, take advantage of the support services, again, are more likely to be successful on campus as well. All right, so loan default rate, that third thing that we wanted to focus on today. So we want you to spend less money now and make more money later. So let's talk about why we're a good investment. So we're a good bang for your buck in terms of tuition being locked in for all 4 years. Top out-of-state students get in-state tuition. I just want to reinforce right now that all Missouri residents will receive in-state tuition automatically, okay? So we have a bordering state program here where every state that touches Illinois, including Michigan because of the lake, will receive in-state tuition automatically, okay? So you don't need to be looking at the out-of-state line. You already get in-state tuition. You're treated just like an Illinois resident. Now, if you live in a non-bordering state and you have a 3.5 GPA, you also can get in-state tuition as well. So tell your friends in Minnesota to come on down. In terms of those tuition costs, this is the breakdown for the year. So for in-state, tuition and fees are a little over $15,000 for the year. So that's fall and spring semester put together. Housing and meals are $98.50, and then your total basically is around $25,000 to attend each year. So this tuition estimate is for a student taking 15 hours for the fall and the spring. That's the standard amount of hours you want to take to graduate within a 4-year time period. And then housing and meals, this is for a student who has a roommate and taking the 7-day unlimited meal plan. We have 4 different meal plans, 2 that are unlimited. So there's a 7-day and a 5-day, and then there's the 14 meal and the 19 meal. But we usually quote the 7-day because that's the best value, and you're a college kid, you like to eat, so we usually try to go with that. And then our cost is on the lower half of the other Illinois publics. There's 12 Illinois public schools, so we're on the lower half of those 12. And then in terms of scholarships, we have several merit-based scholarships that range in value from $1,000 to $11,000 per year, renewable for all 4 of the years you're here with us. So at minimum, the lowest tier scholarship, you need to have at least a 3.3 GPA to be eligible for that scholarship. If you have that 3.3, you for sure are going to receive something from us, okay? So we have the Redbird Scholarship, the University Scholarship, which is for underrepresented first generation students, and the Presidential Scholarship, that's the highest one. So all 3 of those will require you to submit an essay. So you will apply, you will disclose what your GPA is, and based off the GPA and the scholarship requirements, we will send you the correct application to apply for that freshman scholarship. But you'll receive it, but the application will determine in some other factors how much we will be awarding you. So be on the lookout for that when you apply. And if you're a transfer student, we do have a transfer scholarship. You need to have 24 hours and 3.5 GPA to be eligible for that scholarship. And then the FAFSA is going to be opening up in less than 2 days. So please be sure to file your free application for student aid so we can determine your eligibility for grants and loans. We would prefer that you apply for your FAFSA between October 1st and November 15th just to get the best opportunity for funding using your 2019 tax return. I encourage all students to submit the FAFSA even if you feel like you will not be eligible for anything, because there is institutional aid that we oversee, and we may be able to assist you, but we can't do that until we have the FAFSA on file. So please do it. It's free, and it can only help you, not hurt you. And then other ways that we support you throughout the graduation and post-graduation process. Career Services is a really great department to get to know as soon as you're a freshman on campus. Every student has a career advisor assigned to them based off their major. Those career advisors are available to you for consultation on interview preparation, resume building. They provide resume paper and business cards to you for free, so we can take advantage of that. There's also internship coordinators in most of your majors, so they work with Career Services on career fairs and different companies who are hiring for students. So we have internship fairs, we have career fairs, we have fairs for certain majors. So agriculture has their own fair, construction management has their own fair, business has their own fair, in addition to the regular career fairs that we have as well. We also have a career exploration class that you can take. So if you're unsure of your major, you can take a career exploration class, and many students will pick one after they take that course. But definitely take advantage of Career Services. The great thing too is that even after you graduate, you can use your services. So you basically get as alumni, you get services as long as you're alive. So definitely, you know, you could be going through a job change 15 years later, you can still use their services, which is pretty phenomenal to have that available to you. Another thing that's great is that our graduates enjoy earning potential more than the average person. So our graduates earn $12,000 more than the national average. So definitely we will get you on your road to success here. All right, so now we're going to get to the best part, applying. So now that you've heard all the great stuff, you definitely should want to apply. So taking the first step to create your legacy. So the application process is pretty easy. You will go to the website that you see up here to create your account and submit the $50 application fee. If you qualify for free or reduced lunch, you can apply. You can see your guidance counselor for application fee waiver, but if not, $50 it is. And then the best time to apply is between now and November 15th for freshman students. So we call it preferred filing period. This is the best time to apply for the seats available for your major, for scholarships, and to be guaranteed a decision by the end of the year. So definitely those of you for sure who are in our high demand majors like nursing and business and actuarial science, definitely want to get those applications in by November 15th, because if you wait till November 16th, that major could be full, and I would hate for you to be in that situation. So please do not wait to apply. Things that we're going to be looking for on the application are the courses you've completed. So we require 4 years of English, 3 years of math up to Algebra 2, 2 years of science with the lab, 2 years of social science, either 2 years of foreign language or 2 years of fine arts. So as long as you have that, we're in a good place so far. Your grade point average, your cumulative grade point average, okay? So we convert everything to a 4.0 scale, and we want to see that cumulative grade point average. We are test optional this year due to everything that happened with COVID. So if you have a test score, great, report that test score. If not, that's okay. All we ask is that you submit, that you attach a copy of your unofficial transcript to your application. And you, the student with the test score or one without, hold the same amount of weight. We do not disadvantage one over the other. So please know that. There's also the optional academic personal statement. So if you feel like you're on the lower end of what we typically admit, and you want to share more about a certain struggle that you overcome, you want to tell us more about yourself, that statement is optional, and I would encourage you to do it so we can kind of evaluate you more holistically. Speaking of what we look for in a student, we don't have a set minimum of what we admit. What we typically share with everyone is what the middle 50% is, basically what the average range is for what we admit. So GPA is usually between a 3.2 and 3.9 on a 4.0 scale. So if you are, again, if you're above that, awesome. If you're in the middle 50%, be confident that you're going to probably be admitted here. If you're below it, that statement's going to help you out. So you definitely want to explain yourself more so that we can evaluate you beyond those numbers. Then once you are admitted, these are kind of like your next steps to admission. Have that FAFSA completed. You have until May 1st to decide what university that you want to attend. That's National Decision Day for all universities across the country. So once you've applied, you've created an account for yourself. You have a portal that you can check all the time. So when you decide that you want to come to Illinois State, you can log into your portal and submit the enrollment deposit. That is a $150 deposit that secures your spot in the freshman class. Complete your housing contract. It typically opens up around Valentine's Day, and we prefer that you get that in by May 1st as well. That will allow you to roommate match and have get a room selection date as well. And everyone has to take the ALEX Math Placement exam. The good thing about that exam, though, is you can take it in the comfort of your own home at your own pace. So you can log in on a Tuesday and finish it 3 days later if you want to, all as well. And then around March, we will invite you to register for pre-orientation. That is summer orientation where you will come to campus and meet with your advisor and you register for your fall classes. Then finally, we ask you to finalize your file. So we will want your official transcripts, test scores if you have them. If not, that's okay. And any AP or IB or dual credit that you want to share with us as well, so we can apply that transfer credit to your file. And in the end, it's you. You graduated. You're done, right? So this is what the end goal is. So hopefully, You choose us, and we will get you where you want to be. That's what ISU is all about, creating your legacy. I do want to mention that if you want to come to campus, there are a lot of different ways for you to interact with us, online and in person too. But online, we are offering virtual tours that will be available to you anytime you go to our website and look at the virtual tour. We also have guided virtual tours where our actual tour guide will actually be guiding you through the virtual tour as well. If you want to come in person, we have self-guided tours available to you, but also official tours as well. They're outdoor only, but we're offering them Monday through Friday at 10 and 1, and then Saturdays at 9, 10, and 11. So you just go to our visit page and register for those. We'd love to see you on campus. Okay, so now my favorite part. We have about 15 minutes where I'm going to invite my students to come on, and we all will take your questions that you may have about Illinois State. So I'm going to have them pop on. There they are, wonderful, yay, good to see you guys. So yes, I'm gonna have the students introduce themselves. I'm gonna have them tell us their name, where they're from, and what they're majoring in.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start. So, hi everybody, my name is Brian. I am a junior here on campus, majoring in biology, teacher education, and I am from Quincy, Illinois.
Hi guys, my name is Morgan. I am a sophomore history and Spanish major, and I am from Carterville, Illinois.
Excellent, thanks guys. So why don't we first talk about why each of you chose Illinois State?
Yeah, so I personally chose ISU for a variety of different reasons. So being an education major, we have a really strong teacher education program. We are ranked number 7 in the nation. And then that big test that you take at the very end, we have a 98% passing rate on that, whereas the state average is about a 72. So to me, the statistics really spoke loudly for that program. So that's why I did partly choose to come here. The other reason why I really enjoyed it is because we're a large campus in the sense of we can offer those big school resources, but we also feel like a small campus. So when you walk around our quad, you're seeing people that you know, definitely easy to make friends. You always have that familiar face that you see.
So for me, it was similar, definitely in the way that the campus feels, like Brian touched on. One of the best adjectives that I think I can use to describe the campus, and what I say on most of my tours, is that our campus is very manageable. So I really enjoy that. I'm from a small area, so my high school had about 600 kids, which is on the smaller side. And so I was used to being in a place where there's definitely that community. You know, I thought I wanted to hop into a huge city, but really that wasn't really realistic for me. And here is like the perfect combination of it feeling, bigger, a little bit busier than where I'm from, but also being something or a place where I'm not overwhelmed at all. So I really like the size and the feel of the campus. And on top of that, I was not 100% sure that I wanted to pursue history and Spanish when I first applied. I had a few different majors in mind, but we have a really large variety of majors and different areas of study that I felt secure to come here, even if I didn't end up pursuing the major that I'm in. I felt like I'd be fine to find another. And now I actually do love history and Spanish, so I'm good, but at least there was that possibility there.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. We have a question here about getting involved on campus and what you guys are currently involved in and how you got involved with it. So why don't you share that? We'll go Brian and Morgan in that order.
Yeah, so we have over 400 registered student organizations. So those are things that you can easily get a part of. If joining a club maybe isn't your thing and student employment is, that's also a great way to meet people as well. I know that personally, working through the office, I've met a ton of my friends. What I am involved in club-wise though, is I'm just a part of one club. So I'm a part of the Student Education Association. Basically, they meet about once a month and we just have different education major related resources that are provided to us. I know that I personally heard about that club just kind of down the grapevine in the sense of I was actually a part of a themed living learning community. So that's where everyone on one of our residence hall floors is or shares something in common, whether that be a major or an interest. So being a part of that teacher ed program, that's where I heard about that club. But Morgan, if you want to touch up on Redbird Life and stuff like that, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm involved in a few clubs, and those are the Asian Pacific American Coalition that Brandon mentioned briefly when he was talking about diversity advocacy. So that is an ethnic student group where it's super inclusive. Everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, most people are of Asian descent. And it's really nice to be able to find that community here where, you know, everyone laughs at the same, you know, jokes like, oh, did your mom do this growing up? Did you, you know, all of that. So it is nice to find that community where people have something in common. And with APAC, we actually do a lot about learning about tolerance and social justice. And that's something that I'm really interested in. So I love APAC for that reason. I'm also in Women's History Club and History Club and Spanish Club, which are all very central to my major. But they're super fun. And one of the best things I think that I've found with all of these clubs that I'm involved in is that your involvement level is really up to you. If you want to be super involved, you absolutely can. You can go to every single meeting. You can be on the executive board, which is, you know, like the people that run it, the president, the vice president, secretary, things like that. But if you're super busy with other things, or you know, like tonight I have a ton to study for, so I am actually skipping my APAC meeting, but it's okay. I'm not going to be penalized or anything like that, and they totally understand. So it's really nice that you can kind of choose your involvement with a lot of those clubs. But the other club that I am probably going to join next is Hammock Club. The only thing that's stopping me is that I don't have a hammock. But after that, I'm definitely joining.
Yes, Hammock Club is very popular on our campus. You'll find lots of students hanging in the hammock, so it's a thing. We got a question coming through. I think I'll take this one about our business programs. So yeah, we have a great College of Business. It's actually our largest college on our campus. It's located in the State Farm Hall of Business. So State Farm is headquartered in our community, and they've invested a lot into the College of Business as well. We're highly ranked undergraduate program among people like Bloomberg and Business Weekly. They've definitely given us high ranks for that. We have programs in 4-year accounting, 5-year accounting, for the CPA, marketing, international business, risk management and insurance, finance management, and all have very high placement rates even before you graduate sometimes. I've had a few students in our office who have found positions from their internship that they had before they even graduated. So it's always fun times with our College of Business. So great question. But yeah, just a reminder, if you have more questions, you can, again, click that Q&A button and submit. All right. So why don't you guys talk about what it was like to transition from being a high school student to a college student? Were you nervous about being away from home? And how did you feel comfortable? How did you feel at home and all that stuff? So we'll start with Morgan first.
That's a great question. And I think that I learned last year that it is a little bit more of an adjustment than I thought it would be. But I think for me, one of the most comforting things is that everybody was going through it at the same time. So I lived in a quad dorm room in a residence hall last year. So I had 3 other roommates, and it was kind of nice because when we first got there, it was like, all right, these are my people, sort of, at least at first. And then of course we all branched off and we made other friends. So that's nice. But I felt like the fact that I had those roommates that we could talk, and, you know, they were all like, oh, this is new. Like, I don't know, where's that? Do you know where that building is? All of that, like the uncertainty at first, within the first few weeks, kind of helped to bind us like together and then feel more comfortable on the campus. But also one of the great things that we have is Welcome Week, which is the week before classes start. And I think Brandon did touch on it. But it's mainly freshmen on campus. Of course, students that already live in the area will be there, but it's mostly freshmen, and it's kind of nice to kind of like use that first week to get used to everything, you know, wander around, figure out where things are, and you kind of know that, again, everybody's there in the same boat.
Yeah, I totally agree with Morgan. Definitely, it's one of those things that kind of that uncertainty that she was talking about just kind of comes natural because you're being put into a new environment. Definitely throw yourself out there. Staying hidden in your dorm is not going to be beneficial to you in any way. So making sure that you are going out and joining those clubs and that you're talking to that neighbor that lives next door is going to really help you in the long run. And like Morgan talked about too, everybody is in that same boat. And I know you will hear that 1,000 times as you're going through that experience. But it's really true in the sense of there is probably a good chance that the person that lives right below you or wherever probably also is wanting to make friends. So go down there, see what they're about, and find out what's going on. Also go out on campus, go sit at our student union and have a Starbucks or whatever it is and meet some people that are studying there or whatever it might be. But definitely don't worry too much about that adjustment. I know it's really nerve-wracking in the sense of it's like, oh, I have really good friends from high school and we're all going to go to different colleges. But I promise that you'll find your place and you'll develop yourself from it.
Thanks, guys. Let's see, I got a question here. Oh, I can take this one. The question is there a graduation percentage rate for us? So yes, so our graduation rate is 73%. That's about, I think 18 points higher than the national average. So we get you in and get you out in a reasonable amount of time. Also, I didn't mention our retention rate is 80%, which is about 15 points higher than the national average as well. So some other fun statistics for you. I'm all about those numbers. We have a question here too about what is campus life like now with COVID going on. Brian, you want to tackle that?
Yeah, sure. So obviously it's definitely different just because our whole lives have been adjusted because of it. It actually surprisingly is not that different though. Yes, we do have those online classes being offered, but we also have those hybrid classes as well. So where it's a mix of both online and in person. So that definitely helps. All of our buildings are still going to be open in the sense of you're able to go into those. So our rec center is still open. It is by appointment only. So you're able to go in there, get your workout in, and then they do close as well every 30 minutes to clean that facility. Same with the library, it's by appointment as well. So you can make an appointment to go there and make sure that you're still getting that feel for being on campus with us. So it's not a totally different world, but it has changed. I still enjoy myself just as much as I did last year though.
Excellent. Morgan, you want to add anything to that?
Brian covered a lot of that, especially for your day-to-day. I will say a lot of the RSOs are absolutely still meeting. It is through Zoom and different, platforms like that, but it's kind of nice to still see the people in those clubs and different organizations that you're a part of. And it's actually kind of nice in the sense that it's almost like you can become more involved, because it's not like you physically have to be in a different building, like, oh, I want to go to geology club, but it's at the same time as, something else all the way across campus, or there's only 10 minutes in between, I'm not going to make it, which actually you can make it across our campus in 10 minutes. But if there was a time constraint, it's a little bit easier now because you just log on. So I've gone to a few Zoom meetings and it's still nice to see everybody. So yeah, great question about campus life.
Let's see, we got a question. With COVID going around, do you have to wear masks walking around from class to class? Brian?
So yes and no. You do have to wear a mask when you go into any of our buildings. Now, when you're walking around our campus, if you're not around anybody and you're maintaining that 6 feet distance, then you're okay to have off your mask. Obviously, practicing all those safety guidelines that are in place is essential to the success of our campus. So that's why we do have that mask policy in place for our academic buildings.
Excellent, great question. All right, we're getting close to time, so I'm gonna ask you guys one last thing and to wrap us up here. If you could give our students and families a piece of advice, what would it be? We'll start with Morgan and with Brian on that.
That's a great question. I think if I could tell students one thing, it would absolutely be to make friends early and just not be afraid to talk to people, because you're gonna get so close to people in such a short amount of time. it's so surprising. By the time I went to winter break, I missed my friends that I'd only known for like 2 months so much. So definitely try to get involved and meet people early, because you're going to make some of the best friends of your life.
I completely agree with what Morgan said. Also, college is a great time to focus on certain areas that you've been wanting to explore in high school. So if you weren't a part of fine arts in high school, but you want to be a part of it in college, definitely take those opportunities that we give you to do so and better yourself.
Awesome, thanks guys. And I have a piece of advice too, and that is, once I find my screen again, is to stay connected with us, okay? So to do that, I'm going to share with you our email address. So like I said, I'm the representative from Missouri. So anybody who has questions about admissions, I'm your go-to person, Brandon Dove. That is me. So you can reach me at the admissions@ILLINOISSTATE.EDU email. Just say, hi, Brandon, I have questions, and they will get it to me, okay? So questions about visiting, the application, admissions process, I'm your guy for that. So I again want to thank our panelists. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. And I'm going to turn things over to our facilitator to close us out. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thank you so much. That was an awesome presentation. Really enjoyed that. And especially enjoyed having the students here. I always like that aspect. If that just kind of helps our students, the participants, really get some great information. So thank you for that. So to the participants, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. And just a reminder again, this is just one of many sessions. This session will be recorded, and you can access those, the schedule, as well as recordings at MOACAC.org. Thank you to everyone, and have a great evening. Bye now.